Relationship for Dumbasses. By a Orphaned Account on AO3. Episode 17. Chapter 9. Closer. Kachan, Uraraka, running, falling. Izuku wakes up with a start, bolting in an upright position. His hands clutch at soft fabric, not concrete. He hears the crickets chirping, not the busy flow of traffic beneath the bridge. He checks in his cotton bandage, not crusted with blood. He sees the familiar darkness of his room, not the cityscape 50 feet in the air. And when he finally lets his breath go, the room seems to contract and expand with his exhale. He feels the bed dip to his right. Izuku didn't even notice him. "Oh, you're awake," the shadow says. "Shoto," he breathes. "You scared me." He can't really see, but he thinks the shadow gives him one of the Todoroki stares again, probably to be followed by a long, indecipherable silence. "I was scared for you," he says instead. Izuku's fists the covers, shaking. "Yeah." The bed lifts as Shoto gets up and pats over to the other side of the other bed in the dorm, and Izuku suddenly feels so small, alone on his side of the room, swaddled with 3 blankets and 1,000 of thoughts. Shoto! He calls out, and he hears the footsteps pause. "Could you stay with me for a while?" "I'll be in the same room." I'm in the same bed." Izuku's ears burn at the thought of asking someone his age to comfort him because of some nightmares. "The bed's too small." Shoto responds after a while, and Izuku's flush travels down his whole body. Oh, sorry to bother you, Shoto. Good night," he says, flustered, and ducks his head beneath the covers to stew in silent embarrassment. But his heart works to pump an excess amount of blood to his reddening cheeks. Of course he would find it weird to be asked that. What were you thinking, Izuku? Oh my god, do you have no shame? Screech. "Is this better?" Shoto's voice sounds closer than he expected it to, from the other side of the room, and Izuku pokes his head out to the covers. Shoto's laying next to him. On the bed, face pushed across the room to be flushed against Izuku. He's sure Shoto can see it, but his smile at the shadowy outline. "Yeah." Shoto pulls one of the blankets off his bed and lays it across both their forms, making sure Izuku was fully covered before adjusting himself comfortably. Izuku's never been this close to him before. He's never been this close to anyone before. He curls towards Shoto, his grip on the sheets loosening. Breathing in Shoto's scent. He smells nice. He can tell the creak of cheap cologne bad as Shoto's breath. The shuffling of his limbs as he reacted himself in a more comfortable position. The heat emerging from his body, and the heaviness of his hands next to Izuku's. And if Izuku tried hard enough, the strong beat of Shoto's heart in unison with his own. Aside from the 30-second cameo Todoroki made when he escorted Midoriya out of his fucking BMW, Bakugou doesn't see him for a few weeks. It's only when the summer reaches its end, and he's been working on calls from some of his old chem notes on DNA, that he realizes he left them back at his dorm. Maybe if he were a better roommate, he would have visited sooner. Maybe more often, too. He does call a few times, though. And Todoroki answers the phone. One of their conversation goes like this. "How's your trip?" "Fine." "My mother tried committing suicide." "Ah. It seems like we both had our share of suicides." "Fuck you for leaving me with Deku when he's like that, by the way." The other, like this. "How's the boyfriend?" "Fuck you. He's annoying." "How's Deku?" "He's gotten somewhere. Still a little hard sometimes." "I'd imagine. Seems like we both had our share of people with dyed hair, too." Todoroki answers his phone, but Midoriya answers the door. "Kachan!" he exclaims, equal parts happy, surprised, and nervous. Bakugou grunts. "You gonna let me in, or what?" Bakugou hasn't seen the dorm since he moved out, and Deku turned into a nerdy shithole with a span of a few weeks. He didn't even know it was possible. Bakugou isn't really surprised by all the NGE posters on Deku's wall, or the action figures, or even the fact that Deku's and, now Todoroki's beds are pushed so that they're right next to each other. What he is surprised by are the dumbbells in the corner of the room. He raises an eyebrow and gives Deku a quick once-over. Oh. There's the muscles. Small and delivering. A third world country's army compared to Kirishima's guns. But they're there. Deku sheepishly rubs the back of his neck. I've been training with Toshinori-sensei. He explains. Just weight training, though. No chem. Figured I could use some muscles. Where are my notes? Oh, right. Deku picks up his green binder and pulls them out, and Deku suddenly realizes that the notes he's seen Deku studying from all those nights ago were his. Sorry for using your notes, Kachan. I think I'm gonna quit the fellowship, he says. Then quickly, as if scared that Bakugou might explode with old jealousy. Not because I'm, looking down on you or anything. It's getting a bit hard for me, actually. Especially without your notes. Chem really isn't my thing. He looks up at Bakugou shyly, expecting some kind of reaction, but relaxes when there is none. Is Bakugou here? Todoroki asks from the bathroom. Tell him he left his, Laurel Paris, eyeliner. Fuck you, I'm taking that back. Also, it's fucking cold in here. Bakugou yells back. Deku's gonna get sick, and next time, you'll be taking care of him. He could stand a little temperature change, unlike some sensitive people I know. What was that? Bakugou screams, and Todoroki pokes his head out, half his hair pulled in a sandwich wrap with red dye and the other half in white dye. The sight almost makes the trip worth it. Why the fuck do you keep your hair ridiculous like that? Todoroki doesn't dignify him with a response, and pokes his head back into the bathroom. He and Deku sit at the beds for a while. Deku on Todoroki's bed, and Bakugou on Deku's bed. The line where the two beds meet between them, and Bakugou tries not to think of how far apart they've grown. Bakugou doesn't say anything and looks around Deku's nerd room once more. He could leave right now. He's got what he came for. But he's not gonna let Deku off that easily, and Deku knows it. It was really stupid. Yeah, no shit. I don't know, I guess I felt lonely, lost, didn't know what else to do. What the fuck? Read a fucking book then. Go lift some weights. You stick? Kachan, I'm not that much of a stick anymore. Deku whines, and Bakugou snorts. Besides, I had no love. No one to love. I guess it made me think some crazy things. No love. Well, now you don't have to worry about that anymore. Huh? Oh, they still not at that stage? Kachan, why are you sighing? All of this knight in shining armor shit for 3 weeks, and the fucker still didn't get as far to tell Deku his feelings yet? Well, if he didn't think to make a move, maybe Bakugou will try to help him again. Not that that fucker ever takes his advice. But Bakugou's nice like that. Nothing. He gets up and moves towards the door. Kachan? Kachan! Todoroki follows him out, hair still in sandwich wraps. Is Deku gonna be okay? Bakugou asks. Todoroki closes his eyes, thinking for a minute, opens them again. Yeah, he'll be okay. And maybe in an alternate universe, Bakugou would have crossed the width of the hallway, closed the distance, and kissed him, just for old time's sakes. But he has a boyfriend now, one with bigger muscles, shark-like teeth that hurt in a good way when they kiss, and a much warmer personality than Ice Queen's. Then again, maybe Todoroki's only thaws when he's with Deku. Bakugou's seen the way his eyes soften when he looks at the shit. So he says, see you later. Instead, it makes a motion to leave. Todoroki bumps his back. Yeah, I'll see you soon. He's halfway down the hallway when Todoroki calls again. Bakugou, one more thing. He looks up. Thanks. Bakugou turns around quickly, so he can't see the rising blush. Yeah, whatever. You'd have plenty of time to pay me back between now and the next time we meet. Fucking half and half. He raised his hand in a half wave, and is out the building. Hey, Izuku. Mm-hmm. You don't think my hair is that ridiculous, right? Um, it's really cool looking. Izuku avoids his eyes. Oh shit, I can't tell him, oh my god. You think so? Todoroki twirls a lock. What about if I dyed it yellow and blue? No! He shoots up, and Todoroki startles. I mean, white and red really suit you, Shoto. He nods furiously. Yeah, definitely. Never change it. So, Shoto eyes the weights in the corner of the room. Weight training, huh? Yeah, Kirishima got them for me when I stopped going to the gym. Muscle building self-confidence, I hear. You're fine, the way you are. Shoto says. But that must be why Bakugo's so arrogant, huh? Oh my god, do not tell him that, please. Izuku chokes. Was that a compliment or an insult? It can be whatever. Shoto shrugs. Pretty much sums up our relationship. I don't know it, Izuku thinks. He flops on their combined beds, kicking out his legs. Across the room, Shoto's sitting on the floor, where his phone is charging, tapping at it rapidly. His hair is bunched up in a combination of white and red, and it looks absolutely ridiculous. But also weirdly endearing. He's not used to having someone that's not Kachan share the same space as him. And lately, he hasn't been used to having anyone share the same space as him. Wow, it hits him. He's been gone a long time. Really long. Something catches at his heart and builds up inside of Izuku. He doesn't know what it is, but it makes him want to say, Shoto? He looks up, and Izuku did not think that far ahead. Apparently, calling someone by their name will make them look up and expect something. Are you hungry? He says lamely. I mean, it's getting pretty close to dinner, and, I'll go make something right now. Something he did not miss about Todoroki was a stare. Sorry, you must be used to your mom's cooking, or Kachan's cooking. Izuku. Kachan cooks really well, even though I haven't tasted his cooking in a long time, and he always cooked between the two of us because the cafeteria food isn't that great. Izuku. So my skills definitely got rusty because he spoiled me so much, but I hope you like macaroni and cheese because that's the only thing. Izuku. He feels hands on his shoulder, halting him mid-sentence, and he looks like he's ready to come face to face with Shoto. At this distance, he could see every detail on Shoto's face, and it takes him to the curve of the cheeks, the slope of the nose, the blues of one of his eyes, the tiny little sun freckle he sports on the bright of his nose. And he's been so long, Izuku almost forgets what he looked like. Izuku thinks, with Shoto right in front of him, that he understands why so many girls are infatuated with him. Are you okay? Shoto asks, and Izuku frantically nods his head yes, even though his heart is pounding faster and his mind is screaming. Too close, too close! Good. He puts his forehead right against Izuku's, so Izuku could feel his breath on his skin and his hair tickling his cheek, and oh. You dyed your hair, Izuku says dumbly. I did. Shoto smiles and, God, Izuku thinks. God is real. Shoto lets him go, and Izuku breathes out a sigh. Your face is really red. Do you have a fever? He goes in to touch his foreheads with Izuku's again, and Izuku practically jumps 50 feet away. It's fine, Shoto, really. His hands flare in front of him, until Shoto finally stops giving him a weird look and turns back to his phone. Oh my god, not even living with Kachan was this hard. He mutters under his breath. What was that? Shoto must have bat ears. Bakugo. Oh, you don't have to worry about him. We'll be seeing him soon enough. Soon? Izuku could feel a weight pulling at his stomach. One encounter with Kachan was already exhausting. What do you mean soon? As in tonight. What? Yeah. Shoto shows him what he's been texting on his phone before. Bakugo's boyfriend invited us to their housewarming party. Housewarming? Izuku flares even harder. We didn't even get them a gift. It's alright. The invitation was last minute. He wants to apologize for Bakugo being an ass lately anyways. Or all the time. And I only have this Sephora's gift card. It's not that much, but I hope you like it. Shoto puts a hand under his chin and crosses his legs, wondering in that earnest yet completely unnecessary way a pretty, rich boy of his nature had no right to. Oh my god, he's gonna kill me if I don't get him something. Oh my god. He groans. Something green catches the corner of his eyes. Oh, I forgot to feed Zoro. He sees Shoto confused and elaborates. Oh, it's, the Mankro Kachan got for me. You can get that for him. Shoto says, a Mankro. Huh? Izuku blinks. Sure. You think he'll like it? He's had quite the time with Mankaros. Trust me. We even had a conversation about them. You mean Kachan's wanted one this whole time? Izuku gasps. And he got me one for me? He stares down at the little pot in his hand. Kachan, despite how yelly and scary he is, and he's pretty sweet sometimes, huh? Shoto says. Yeah, sure. He picks up his coat and wallet. Let's go shopping for that Mankro. And I need to stop at a mac and cheese for Bakugou. Didn't you already get him a gift? Izuku puts his boots on. I think I need to get him another one. You can imagine Bakugou exploding over the damn Mankro. Anyways, let's hurry. Party starts in 2 hours. Alrighty then. Izuku closes his door and falls in step next to him. Okay, great. Amazing. The next episode is going to be the last episode, and I think I split this up really weirdly because I'm pretty sure it is now going to end up being like fucking a couple 10 minutes long. Let me see. Let me copy paste this so I can tell exactly how long this shit is going to be. Okay, copy word. Because normally I could just see the word count, but like, I need to manually. Okay, 116. That's roughly 10 minutes. Yeah, roughly 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. But this was really sweet. This was really cute. Todoroki was really rushed. Really rushed. Kiribaku was not as rushed. The Ochako and Izuku scene came out of nowhere. I'm still shocked. I will say, this was an entertaining fic, right? Obviously, as I said before, this type of narrating, it's narration heavy in the sense of we hear about what happens, but we don't actually get to see the scenes actually fully fold out, which is not a bad thing per se. I personally don't like that type of writing style, but for it being a writing style that I did not like, I was entertained. I will say, I was on my toes. I was at the edge of my seat every time. Normally, I can't fully tell what's gonna happen next in fics. Obviously, I know some people can tell way more than I can, but I can sort of guess where they could be heading towards. This fic actually left me for a run of my money. I was so freaking, I did not know what was gonna happen next. I was so shocked. I was shocked beyond shocked. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're just shocked. Sometimes shit just happens. Okay. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.